My fellow Liberians, you tune into one place, one voice. There is where Liberians meet other nationals around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. Bringing back the African tradition to the USA. Let's unite. It's all about African connection. Tonight, I pass by to address few national concerns into Liberia, West Africa, concerning our motorcyclists, those that drive motorcycle for daily living in Liberia. So I just want to say in this manner that I'm here to address few concerns that bringing up some national issue in West Africa, Liberia. But I want you to stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to address few concerns and we're going to be out here. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. All right, again, you tune into one place, one voice. There is where Liberians meet other national around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity, bringing back the African tradition to the USA. Let's unite. It's all about African connection. So, my fellow Liberians around the world, wherever you reside, uh, I pass by to address few concerns on behalf of my young generation in Liberia and also my fellow Liberians that try to go on the street every day to find something for they and their family. So we're going to address few things here tonight. We're going to address our motorcyclists that trying to look for daily bread just to make ends meet on a daily basis. We understand that the government that will brought to power, the JNB and Kun government, we understand that you want our people to be safe. You want to take these guys out of the street. We got it. We got it. We got all your wishes, which is good for everyone. But tonight I'm here to address few concerns of what I believe that should be taking place in Liberia. Again, my fellow Liberians, as a young generation leader, we watch everything in Liberia because we love our country. We want to make sure that things is done right into the Republic of Liberia. We want to again congratulate His Excellency JNB, Joseph Niman Boakai, and his team for coming on board. That's what we advocated for. As an advocate, our concern was to make sure that a leader take over the country that will love its citizens. And we found JNB to be that leader that took over Liberia. We welcome him. We appreciate him. We appreciate his governance. But we want to make few corrections on behalf of our people in Liberia. Because whenever, as an advocate, we see national concerns within the country, that's when we come to speak to our people. We want to tell our young people, our people that wake up in the morning every day to go on the street to look for daily bread, using a motorcycle to go on the street. We feel your pain, we know, we understand, and we going to ask government to approach this matter being very careful. And not only being careful, but being very respectful of our people. It is a good thing to be safe. It is a good thing for the motorcyclists to remove from the street. I got it. But this is something that they are used to, coming on the street just to hustle for they and their family. Now, my challenge tonight, when you say they should move on the street, I strongly want to believe that there should be a measures put in place for them. My question to you as leaders, what are you doing or what have you done that will make you to make a drastic move for the motorcyclists to be removed from the street? So are you telling me that job is provided for them? What are you doing? These things take time. I strongly believe. I love a good governance and I love good leaders. It is a good thing. You have the right passion to remove this guy from the street. But my question to you, what are you putting in place? Two, are you giving them chance? Are you giving them enough timeline so that they can be able to digest your information before they make a move? That's my question tonight. And that's what I'm here tonight. My fellow leaders of Liberia, let us not make the same mistake that past government came and did. And it goes on and on and on and on. We trusted this government. We believe that this is the rescue train. So therefore, when we giving information out, let's give information that will be well digested and comprehended before any implementation. My fellow leaders of Liberia, once more again, we got to respect our citizens. We have to respect our people. We have to use the resource to make sure that they are doing good. So we pass by to appeal to leaders, to give the guys a chance to digest whether it be a new law or new information. Let them digest. The next thing is come on the round table with them. Speak to them. They are people. These are people that did these things for years. As you know, our country went into a 14-year civil war. We as Liberians, we stayed trying to rebuild ourselves. Let us not make any mistake. Let us not underestimate our young generation. Meanwhile, we are asking our young generation to be peaceful in Liberia. We're going to talk to people in government. They're going to come on the round table and they're going to sit with you. It is important that they listen to your concerns. One thing we're not going to do here is to take disrespect towards our people, our peaceful citizens of Liberia. And that's where we come in as an advocate. As a young generation leader, we are very serious to make sure that Liberia do well. We are very serious that we bring peace and stability in the land of Liberia. So therefore, we must take caution in trying to give order to be followed. It is not a bad thing to remove motorcyclists from the street, especially the principal street of Monrovia and other surroundings. It is a good idea, but we must put something in place. What measures are we putting in place? Are we giving job? Are we creating job for our young people to do? These are things we must put into perspective before implementation. We came from 14 years long war in Liberia. We do not want to go back to those days. So therefore, as leaders, when we're making a decision, we got to be very careful on how we make such decision in Liberia, West Africa. As the young generation leader, we was questioning for change in Liberia. We advocated because we want to change. So we came and we spoke for our young generation. And we know we have a new leader that came in place. But there are a lot going on right now. But we cannot address that right now. My major concern is for the motorcyclists. What are you doing? What are you putting in place for them? These are things that we want to know. We want you to answer our question. What are you putting in place for these gentlemen? Are you creating a good job for them to go and do before removing them? Are you doing something for them? That's the question. As an advocate, that's the question I'm asking. What are you doing to address their concern? Their concerns must be addressed by a leader because we're trying to avoid chaos. So, as leader, we got to take caution in trying to address our people.
My name is Joe Gray. I'm popularly called Yellow Machine. I am the president of the Supreme Motorcycle Transport Union of Liberia. And a few weeks ago, we were invaded by the police and they told us that they are about to violate our rights in the name of no-go zone. Something that is a clear violation of our rights. There is nothing about equality because there is no law that guarantees infringing on our rights. The Constitution is very clear, and the protection of the Constitution guarantees our right to move freely. So when we were invaded by the police, informing us that they would be coming up with a regulation or taking up on the street, we told that for us, we represent the motorcyclists in this country. Any destruction that would come up or embarrass their movement, it is our responsibility to inform them. We are not saying that you can do your police job, we're not going to confront our people. When we inform our people through a press conference, the police are not going to irritate. He said, before us, our motorcycle leaders,
wherever you are following us from, keep following us. This is Honorable Koluba TV, Wally TV, Juba TV, Front Liberia TV. Keep following, share this live coverage. Honorable Yaya Yabawolo Koluba heads to the UN's base as he does the protest area. So wherever you are following up on, motorcyclists are escorting Honorable Yaya Yabawolo Koluba.
So again, you're touring the One Play One Voice. There is where Liberians meet other nationals around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. Bringing back our African tradition through the USA. Let's unite. It's all about African connection. So we are speaking for our people in Liberia, in West Africa, specifically the motorcyclists. We understand that you want to remove them from this principal street of Monrovia and its surrounding in Liberia. We got it. But what are you doing as a leader to put things into perspective for them? What have you created? Are you trying to provide some job? What are you doing? Because it is not just come, take power, and just remove because you want to remove. No. And that's where we as an advocate come in. Because our people, our citizens, our Liberians must be respected. Our people must be listened to. It is a good thing. It is a good idea that you want people to be safe. You want the cars to move freely. It is nothing wrong with that. But what's wrong is that we got to meet our boys and girls, our country, underwent some wars that came in the country and destabilize peace, properties, just name it. 14 years of a war that myself was part of. So if we're going to remove our boys and girls from the street, we must put something in place to address their needs. And then we can sit on the table, we come to conclusion. We cannot continue to do things as usual. So, as an advocate, as a young generation leader, this is where I come to speak for my people. Our boys and girls deserve respect. Our boys and girls, they deserve to be around table with leaders to discuss important concerns. If this got to do with safety, then let's sit and discuss on a round table and come to a conclusion and understanding before implementation. We can just take over a country to come one day and say, you know what? Let's remove motorcyclists from the street. I think, from my opinion, it is wrong, it is unjust, and I don't think it's fair to our young boys and girls and men who trying every day to go on the street. This is what they have. They don't have nothing to do in Liberia. They don't have good jobs in Liberia. What job have you provided for our people before taking such action? So again, as a young generation, I stand by my people. I say, we demand answers from leaders. You got to speak to us. You got to make us understand, what do you want us to do? And if so, what are you doing to help us as citizens of the country? If you're going to limit us to pay insurance, if you're going to limit us to do everything that a motor car does, then why deprive us from the principal street? Can we come to some understanding, some conclusion before making such a decision? It's a challenge to leaders of Liberia. We are watching. Our people deserve respect. The citizens of Liberia deserve everything they demand. They must be served the right way. Business unusual, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure to serve our people. When our people elect leaders into office, it's for you to serve them with the resource of the country. And that's where we advocate for our people. We cannot continue to do business as usual. This generation, we are here. We are the generation that are going to put things into perspective. We must call leaders attention to these national issues, because this is how chaos come. This is how things goes on into the country. We cannot continue to hurt feelings around and then we wonder why things happen the way it happen. So we must comprehend and we must conceptualize what we do and how we do it. That is, leaders must come to understand a good governance. We agree that is a good idea for motorcyclists to move the principal streets for safety reasons or for whatever you want to do. But we cannot force them just overnight. We got to comprehend on what they're going to do and how they're going to find daily bread for they and their family. These are important things that we want to highlight here on this station at One Place, One Voice. In conclusion, as a young generation leader and as an advocate for many years, my challenge to government officials: we must advise the leader of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Nima Barkite. Let's advise him and advise him right. Not because we're taking job and we can feed our family or try to take money and try to take it for ourselves and our family so that means everything is well with everyone. That's not the case. We still have people in poverty. We got to make sure to build an economy for all. And when we take a decision, the decision should be taken well for all Liberians. Because I strongly believe in my Liberians, I strongly believe that they deserve everything in Liberia. We have past government came into power and they're killing our people all around. They already wish hunt stuff and things. We don't want to bring it in this new government. That's not what we stood for. We stood for change. And we want to make sure the change come into the Republic of Liberia. And we are very serious. We are serious for change. And change must come in Liberia. And that's why we watch every day. So, again, we cannot come out right now to evaluate our lovely government that came into power. We are still watching. We want 100 days to pass. We want to go 1 year ago, and then we come to see how we can put our government in check. But we want to make sure to have a change in Liberia, and that's what we want. So again, His Excellency Joseph Nima Barkite, I'm calling on you and all your officials as an advocate, as a Liberian, a man that was born in the soil, to reevaluate such a decision towards the motorcyclists in Liberia. We got to do check and balance, and we must be very transparent in how we impose our decision on our people. With that said, that's how I close tonight. One Play, One Voice is where Liberians meet other nationals around the continent of Africa to promote nothing but peace, love, and unity. My generation, remain peaceful. We're going to advocate for you. We're going to make sure everything goes on right. Until we see, you already know, I'm always here to advocate for the young generation of Liberia. We are here for them. We want to make sure that they live good. We want to make sure that they live well. We want to make sure we create jobs in the country for them. We came from 14 years of a war. Our people deserve the right to be understood and well understood before any implementation in Liberia. Thank you so much and have a nice night.